Welcome back to E.G. the Virgo, an unusual kind, that 1%. We're just going to do chapter 10 here today, and that is going to be about UFO sightings. About 2 days after the death of their dog, E was being called in the house for dinner one evening after a fun day of riding homemade go-karts. It was dusk, and the street lamps had just begun to come on. As E was waving and saying bye to a few of her friends and started running down the street towards her house for dinner, E heard a small, steady, low-toned humming sound in the air. E continued running towards her house, but stopped to look up out of curiosity towards the sky, where she heard the low humming sound coming from, and saw flashing white spinning and spiraling lights, which appeared to have been hovering in one spot. E resumed running, and as she reached the front steps of her house again, she paused and looked back up towards where she saw spinning lights, and watched the spinning lights smoothly and slowly glide to the left of the sky, and then swiftly moved up and to the right of the sky, where she could no longer see the lights or hear the low-toned humming. After getting into the house and cleaning up herself for dinner, E attempted to tell her family at dinner what she had just saw a few moments ago. But some of the family laughed at the thought or insinuation of such, and said they felt E really had a big imagination. But again, E knew what she saw was not her imagination, and in E's little 8-year-old mind, she thought what she saw in the sky may have had something to do with their dog's death just a couple days before, considering how the two male figures she saw in their backyard looked like spacemen, and the fact that the dog never barked. In any case, E began wisely learning it was best if she kept some of her thoughts to herself. And again, for more of that story of chapter 10, which there is more of it, tune in to E.G. the Virgo and type in an unusual kind, that 1%, chapter 10, UFO sighting. Thank you for tuning in to our short. Have a blessed evening.